Hello and welcome or welcome back. It is Flossmas Day 12 and I am Karen, the Stitching Owl. Happy to talk to you about cross stitch. We are well on our way towards Christmas now, and tomorrow being the 13th, yes, a Friday the 13th, I believe it's the day that I start opening my tiny packages for the 12 days of Christmas that are in exchange amongst a number of the stitchers at our Stitch North table. If you would like to see some more of this, Lisa of Four City Stitching is one of the people that we were exchanging with, so she'll be having her little packages start tomorrow as well. Let's dive into the stitching. So today, if I start with my tiny Modernist, she has created an advent calendar banner that was exclusive to Stitch It Central here in London, Ontario. If you're interested in this pattern, they have figured out a way to send out their orders without using Canada Post. So you can order this and get it into your hands. They've had a number of people in the last week purchase this and are going to make up some more of their special boxes. Now, I am using the DMC. There are two different combinations. There's Fancy Floss and DMC available on this chart. I have chosen an 18 count Jade Ada, which means that I'm using two strands of my DMC, except when I'm doing my back stitching. And today we added a little Santa Claus. I'm just going to bring him in close. There he is. Highly appropriate that he's right next to the sleigh that is full of packages. So he went together quite easily. And again, I'll just remind you that the red that is in the chart has been listed as 606, and I'm using a color 321 instead, because I just thought it was a bit more Christmassy and less orange in tone color. So if we're on day 12, that means that tomorrow is that halfway point for this picture. Now in my Nordic countdown from Evertote, Roxy, Floss Co. and Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery, we have a rather barren picture here with, this is poetry, and up here I'm not sure, this could be an Icelandic language because this story is about the Yule lads. I couldn't remember what they were called. So we saw a little bit about them another day. So this story is about the Yule lads that come for Christmas, and Jacob is inviting us to go to his floss tube to discuss some unusual Icelandic traditions. Now, for our color today, we have ice rink. And the question is, what color is ice rink? And it's not white, it is a grayish mauve. So if I put it against my whitish sweater, it does look gray. And when I put it in here, it looks light gray. But when we put it into the picture, it looks mauve. So it is this flower here and this flower here. And then we went back to a previous color to add in more of this area in the center section. So tomorrow will be the halfway point for this as well. So far I've kept up. I will tell you I'm having a special weekend this weekend where one of my children who lives several hours away and we don't see very often is coming for 4 days. So my plan is still to make my videos. I have today recorded a batch of different minutes for music so that I have them ready to go. I just don't know how much stitching I will end up doing. Now, who knows? If the kids are playing games and I'm not doing the games, I can stitch and watch. So we'll see. It will be what it will be. Now, if we continue on to my stitching for Christmas, that is not an Advent countdown. You know that I have been stitching the Textilly Spirits of Christmas. And I had done each of these baubles once. And I have started on the Peace Bauble in blue. So I will do the piece in gold and finish that part of the bauble, and then I will take the 3 here that I've got and fully finish those. They're so adorable. I also will play around with some of the other motifs that she has, because this spot right here I was thinking I could make into something and maybe add these guys in beside it. I will play and we'll see what I come up with. So I am stitching that with 2 strands of DMC on a 32 count, picture this, plus Nessie. Now, also by Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob Folk. Oh dear. I have been doing the Cozy Christmas Cabin. All those C's, and I've been doing it on 22 count white Aida cloth, and I have been using a variegated DMC number 115, 1 strand only. Now I have gotten to the 75% done, and this is where I am. You'll notice I actually cut my material this time. So I got my other tree in, and I went down and started on Christmas. I finished putting in a bunch of these little, I think they're snowflakes in different shapes, and that makes sense because our snowflakes are all individually shaped as well. So I need to finish Christmas, and then a border like that is at the bottom, and then that one will be finished. It is a lovely little stitch, and I find it very nice to have something that is monochromatic, where you don't have to worry about changing colors, you just stitch. Now also monochromatic and red, but this time using a red JP Coats, I am doing the free pattern offered by Erica of Fibers and Floss. She calls her pattern A Christmas Gathering. And I decided I wanted to put in the big, beautiful snowflake, and I got it done. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? And I did put in this little figure as well. So all 5 figures are in beneath the house. I'm going to say that's the family who lived there. And the 2 beautiful snowflakes. This was not difficult to do, but so exquisite. I'm just going to go in closer. So, yeah, I'm very pleased with that. And right at the moment, Pattern Keeper isn't liking that pattern quite as much as I would like it to. It won't allow me to actually tap all of the boxes, so I don't fully know how far I am, but I think I am over halfway. So those are my 5 stitches for the day, and I have one fully finished that is actually one of my daughters. When parents and grandparents downsize, I always volunteer to take things that are framed. And some of the pieces I want to keep as is, but others I'm intending to take whatever the old photos are or whatever they've got in it out and use the photo. And this particular frame is one that had a photo from, my husband's grandfather's was, I think, like 4 years old in it. But it worked out perfectly for this tiny modernist stitch called Love Grows Here. It's a nice solid frame. It's about a 5 by 7. This opening here is just a little bit less than 5 by 7, but it still worked for this particular piece. My daughter did a wonderful job with the outlining. Sometimes she finds backstitching a little bit of a pain in the butt, but on this one she just found it made all of the different plants come to life. So there we go with Love Grows Here. With my moment for being thankful, today I would like to say that I'm very, very thankful for the farming community. Their job is often a thankless job where everybody else is just complaining about the price of food, and wow, they are at the mercies of the weather if they are crop growers. If they have animals, those animals don't care. If it's a weekend or Christmas Day, they must be tended every day of the week. And God bless us if we change our clocks. They don't know it. The farmers just have to keep on trucking. Without them, we would not have access to the wonderful food we have. And I know that it's a way of life that is becoming quite tricky for them to sustain. Some of them the farmers have gone quite mechanized and it's working better, but that comes at a very high price. So it's quite tricky. We are blessed to have our farmers willing to work every day on our behalf. And I think I'm going to do it again. In my moment for music, I'm trying to remember what I recorded yesterday. Because I just tried to record 5 or 6 in a row to get me through the weekend, I've got all these melodies in my head and I cannot remember what I did yesterday. Oh, hang on. It was an element of Fur-Elise. And I think it was with We Three Kings. Yes. So I'm finding that many people are able to name one of the tunes when I put 2 together, but not always both of them. But I'm glad that you're trying. Today it will be a single tune, and I think it'll be something that is quite familiar. So please enjoy this presentation. and here we are. It's time for us to say goodbye one more time. But as you know, I'm going to be back tomorrow, and I'm going to try and stitch up a storm tonight so that I have things to show you, and I will probably be recording earlier in the day so that later on in the day I will be completely available for family fun. We have yet to put up our tree because we're trying to do it with the children, who are not children anymore. They're all in their 20s. They do grow so fast. Thank you very much for joining me. Stay well and bless you.